It's 2:04 a.m. in the morning here in Toronto, Canada, and we're about to catch a shuttle to the airport, Toronto Pearson, to hop on a flight over to North Carolina. So see you when we get at the airport. So we arrived at Toronto Pearson Airport and we're trying to use the self-check-in machines to check in, and it is not allowing us. Other persons are having the same issues here that the machine, so not allowing them to check in. You see quite a few persons here and waiting. So finally, after about an hour, agents arrived and we went through the check-in process. So about 3 or 5 or so agents actually arrived and we were able to check in. And after that, we had to drop off our bags at the self-drop machines and then proceed through security. So we finally made it to our gate A9, down in a little area here like a dungeon. I think that we have to walk out to catch the plane, American Eagle, from Toronto Pearson International Airport to North Carolina, Charlotte Douglas International Airport. Flight is at 6 a.m. and we should be touching down about 8:30 a.m. And then you have to take a connecting flight from there over to Providence, Sierras, Turks and Caicos Islands. I wasn't impressed with the check-in process at all. First, the self-check-in machines weren't working. We got there just after 2 a.m. in the morning and had to wait until just after 3 before the counters were open and we could actually interact with any agent, and they took their slow time getting set up. And then after we checked in, we realized that we would be checked right through to Providential, at least our baggage water or luggage water, and we have to clear customs and immigration here in Canada, so we don't have to go through that in North Carolina. That was a good touch, yes. But I still find the process was sort of laborious, like a buggy and so on, but we got through. And we are here, have about 2 hours before we board our flight.
And we'll see you on the flight.
So it's about 5:30 a.m. No, 5:26 a.m. and we should be boarding at 5:30 a.m. or in 5 minutes. Our flight to Charlotte, North Carolina from Toronto Pearson International Airport here in Canada. So I guess we'll see you on board.
I'll see you on board.
So it looks like we're going to fly over on the CRJ 900, which is part of the American Eagle fleet, operated primarily by PSA Airlines, which is Pacific Southeastern Airlines and Mesa Airlines. And this model of aircraft offers 76 to 79 seats with first class 1 to 2 layout and main cabin to 2 layout. So we are boarding and we will be soon be on board and ready to go. This model of aircraft offers Wi-Fi and power outlets for short and medium haul flights. So pretty modern, although very small aircraft, and we are now boarding and hopefully we should be on our way soon. So we on board this flight, CRJ 900 American Eagle, flight 5046 to North Carolina.
We on board the flight to Charlotte. So we're supposed to be taking off in the next 15 minutes. So ice is slow rain is outside, so it's gonna be some flakes on the aircraft, so we gotta be careful. Taxiing on the runway. So we will get there and you'll have a safe flight to Charlotte.
And boy, what we wrong about taking off. It seems that there are some issues to be ironed out. Some maintenance person just came on board, checked the toilet, and is now leaving. So probably toilet has an issue, and that is something that we may have to investigate later. Then the back of the aircraft is very hot, and persons are complaining about the heat. So no AC in the back of the aircraft, and then it appears that a lot of snow fell overnight, and there's a lot of snow not directly on the runway, but snow that was on scoop to one side, and there is now proper inspection of the aircraft, and there are chocks around the aircraft, and it seems that they are going to give it a proper and thorough wash the wings, etc. Hose it down, in other words, before we venture to take off. So a lot of safety protocols have been put in place, so we're not going to be on our way anytime soon. It seems that we have quite some time here before we actually get out on the runway and begin taxiing to take off. As you can see through the window there, the chocks are actually hosing down the wings and the whole exterior of the aircraft, getting rid of all the ice and probably any debris. So we're here for a little while longer.
We're about to take off now. Flight is going to take off to go on the runway. So we probably will be next in line to leave. The plane is very hot. And I know the plane will have no air conditioning until it's in the air. And outside, they have a lot of ice on the ground, so they have to be careful on the runway.
So we have taken off and we're making good progress, already level off our cruising altitude, and the in-flight service has begun, basic as usual. And we are making good progress. Many persons on flight are on board as connecting flights to catch, and with an hour delay, I hope the captain would find some way of actually making up the time. I think that we are going to be okay. Our flight is scheduled to leave at 10:37 or 11:37. I think it's at 11:37. So we would be okay even if we get in at 9, because our bags are already checked through to our final destination. We just have to find our gate, so we would be okay. Other persons will have to go through check in or who have to clear immigration may have some issues. So I hope that they can make up the time for the delay.
Several passengers have complained about how hot it is in the back. The flight crew member said there's nothing that the captain can do. Said the front of the aircraft is freezing, but the back is very hot, and there's nothing that could be done. So we are hot in the back here.
So very hot. Like the air conditioner's not working in the back. Everybody in the back is heated. But the top of their clothes is so hot. No, you soon land.
It would be very ironic that for the past 11 days, we've been freezing because it's been snowing continually in Canada. And now on our flight over to North Carolina, we are probably moments away of getting a heat stroke here.
Yeah,
Our hat in the back here is on this flight.
very hot.
About an hour into the flight, and we have been experiencing some turbulence here for quite a while. Nothing untoward, nothing alarming. But you see, the side is on, and passengers have been warned to stay in your seats for the moment. So, very contrasting flight to the one that we had when we traveled up to Canada in the 2012. And basically, the same airline, American Airlines, and the same model of aircraft, CRJ 900, vital smooth, comfortable, and spacious. We have in complete different flight experience here. It's a full flight, and I hope that we land soon. This is a flight, guys. Very uncomfortable. I had a misfortune of having seats right to the back of me. Aircraft. And upon takeoff, the flight crew member was actually a sandwich between the two seats on both sides in the back here. Very uncomfortable experience. But it is from this vehicle goes.
Welcome to the low report. The captain has already announced that we'll be landing soon, but just out of curiosity, I take a peek into the low here because I want to see what the maintenance personnel was actually checking out in the loo, and it soon became obvious. So as you can see, the sink here is stuck. The water is going out the drain. Is blocked, but it looks fairly clean. There's adequate tissue and towel. There is hand soap, etc. So the loo looks reasonably tidy, even though it is defective.
So when the maintenance personnel came on to look at the toilet, seems that he didn't make any progress at all because the face basin was still stuck. Water wasn't draining out. And the toilet isn't flushing at all. So it seems that we did embark on this flight the defective toilet, locked sink, locked, locked sink, and then the toilet. that is not flushing. Otherwise, the toilet is fairly clean. Didn't have a lot of traffic into this toilet at all. Understanding its effectiveness for cleanliness, I'll give it a 5 or probably a 6 out of 10.
And that was your low report.
Taken to the baggage claim area if this is your destination city with us. Your valet tagged bags, red or yellow tags, may be retrieved plainside in the jetway. Please stand to the right. Your valet bags will be placed on the left. This will allow other customers access to enter the terminal. Refrain from smoking until you have reached a designated smoking area. Thank you for flying with us.
So we are on the ground. And that was a rather bumpy landing. But we made good time, made up for the delay. Landed about 1.5 wheels up, wheels down. It's pretty good.
We're not going anywhere.
Don't think anyone is going to miss their connection flights at all, their connecting flights at all. So we finally deplaning. It was a full flight and we were all the way to the back, and we were going to find somewhere comfy in the airport, and we will give this flight our ratings. But right after, I could tell you this is my worst flight ever. And so it's now time to rate the flight. PS Airlines American Eagle flight from Toronto Pearson Airport in Canada to North Carolina, Charlotte Douglas Airport in Charlotte, North Carolina. You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Well, it was probably the worst flight that I had for a very long time. We were very unfortunate to be only assigned the seats at the gates. And it seems that we got the only 2 available seats, which was in the last row of the plane. And on takeoff, the flight attendant was sandwiched between both of us as the flight was taking off. It was very difficult to follow him at all. There was about an hour delay. They had to thoroughly wash the plane to get rid of all snow overnight and so on. The checking in process was a disaster. We got there, the self-check-in machines wouldn't allow us to check in. We had to wait about an hour before any agent came. And then we finally checked in. The good thing is that we were able to check our bag right through to our final destination. With the fine coming through immigration. It was a little bit boggy, but in the end, we got through. But the most disappointing thing of all were 2. One is that the air conditioning in the back wasn't working at all. So it was a hot flight. And I even joked that I spent 11 days in freezing temperature in Canada. And it seems like this airline wanted me to die of a heat stroke. All right. The second thing is that before the plane took off, some maintenance personnel came and went to the bathroom, and I suspect there were some issues with the bathroom. And I went in just to check because I don't normally use the bathroom in flights and so on. When I went in, the face basin was full of water. It wasn't draining. The toilet wasn't flushing. But all in all, it was still clean. But we took off with a defective toilet and a full flight. I don't think that was a good thing at all. Although I was still grateful that the flight took off, even though there was an hour delay, so that I was able to make my connection flight or my connecting flight to the Turks and Caicos Islands. The flight was fairly smooth, a little bit of turbulence. Most of the issues probably had nothing to do with the cabin crew or the pilots, etc. But I would still give the flight a 4. I can't give it more than a 4 to 10, Elizabeth.
Yeah, that flight was one of the worst flights I fly on in years. The flight was so hot that I had a friend with the flight information, and I'm still happy, grateful that the flight took off, because I know normally when the ACs is not working on flights, they don't usually fly. But I'm still grateful that they flew me to North Carolina, because I didn't want to miss my connecting flight. But they need to get that plane fixed. So if they have to go anywhere else today, they need to fix the AC on that plane, because persons won't be able to function on a plane like that. So, but the steward was very helpful, and I give him a 10 out of 10. But the flight, I give the flight a 3 out of 10.
Just as some information, the AC in the front seems to have been working, because the flight attendant said that the AC in front was actually freezing. Only in the back there was an issue, and he was very polite and professional. In flight service started on time. Now, it was just basic, but
And he made sure that
was
we
very
had
efficient.
ice and drinks to drink to keep us cool.
Yes, but still I can't give it more than a 4, and Elizabeth give it a 3. It's a failing grade. It's not a criticism or critique of the airline. It's just our flight experience. It wasn't good at all. And in contrast with the flight experience that we had going over to Canada, this one actually pales in comparison. But there you have it. Please like,
Share, comment, and please subscribe to this channel. I hope to see you on our next adventure.
Bye for now.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best.